on the mic. Alrighty, welcome
All right.
everybody. LTA show. I got Angel as my guest star.
What's happening?
We got some tacos.
Yes, sir. Guadalajara Grill for the win.
Oh, yes, sir. You want to show them what you got?
Oh, look at this. High quality Mexican food. Get a glance.
Oh man,
Look at that.
don't drop them.
Pure selection.
That just it was beef and steak, right? Or beef
Yeah, I
and
got
chicken?
carne asada and chicken.
Is that your go-to all the time?
It has to be, bro. Carne asada never goes wrong. Unless they don't have pork. If they don't have pork, then definitely carne asada.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. I know we talked about it. Had a little miscommunication, but you know we finally got a date.
We're here.
We're here. So you want to do a little introduction for yourself for the viewers at home that don't know
Yes, sir.
who you are?
Well, my name's Angel Serrano. I graduated out of Carmont High School, went to CSM for about 2 years, and did a little bit of psychology major. Dropped out of that, started working for my family at a house cleaning company. Did that for about a year and a half because my parents needed help and such. And then went to Trader Joe's because when I was 17, actually, one of my first retail jobs was Trader Joe's. And leaving Trader Joe's to go help my mom, they gave me the opportunity to come back, and I had to talk to the manager, and they figured it out to get me my schedule back and my pay right. So they gave me that opportunity, and I've just been hanging out there since. You know, on my days off, I'll help my parents, carpet cleaning and such. But yeah, long story short, born in Mexico, came over here when I was 8 years old with my mom and my sister. Raised in Santa Rosa for about a year, and then moved to San Mateo and just been living in the Bay Area my whole life. Super connected to my community, and super interested in becoming a personal chef, bro. I didn't even let you know about that.
Wow.
I feel like that would be a cool move.
Like a private chef kind of thing?
Yeah, like really detailed though, so it'd be specific to the client. Regarding on where you want to be within the diet that I put you on. Let's say you're trying to exercise, right?
Yeah.
And I took some time, about a week, to set up a perfect meal plan for you, Monday through Friday, based on your body weight, how you burn calories, what kind of exercises you do, what you're going to be doing throughout that week, who you're going to be seeing, where you're going to be going, temperature, protein, you name it. You want to build chest muscle, I'll look into specifically what proteins you need in your diet to develop what you want, so you see like more precise results.
Yeah.
And then from that all the way to like venues, bro, like being a private chef, busting down Mexican style food, Italian style food, Americanized. I'm gonna go to culinary school at the end of this year just to broaden my spectrum on all the different kinds of foods, because I don't want to just stick to one genre. You know what I'm saying? Around here, you got to be a multitasker. You got to be able to do a little bit of everything, improvise. Everybody's palate around here is like crazy. People like everything. They like from Mexican to Asian to, you know what I'm saying?
Constantly changing. You got to keep adapting.
Exactly. You got to keep adapting. Big thing that I like about the Bay Area.
That's really cool. Now, when you're doing private chef, are you gonna go into like a physical trainer, like a health kind of, get into that sort of stuff, because
Yeah,
it kind of pairs it off with cooking?
exactly. So I'm planning on working for Google for a little bit, because their Google Kitchen is like awesome. I mean, you meet so many cool people, and like it's just a really good like to have that on my application that I work for Google or some sort of company, you know what I'm saying, that already has private chefs. Off of that, I already have connections with one of my friends named Holt. He's actually a trainer and a physician, and he likes to like have set meal plans. And I was telling him like essentially what I could offer him and how I could offer it to him, and what he really liked, what he said would make a huge difference with people who already do what I'm trying to do, is being detailed about it, like being personal about it. Instead of saying, though, this routine will help you, and then here, do this for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
day by day. You know what I'm saying? It's Monday, high altitude. You got to be eating a little bit of fish, throwing this and that, And I was talking to him, and he said that being having a gym membership, I could just self-advertise through there.
Really?
You know, because if I'm working out at the gym and putting in work with him, like he's training me, his clients could so easily be passed down to me.
Oh, you get that networking. I see.
Exactly. You know, it's all about connections around here, bro. It's all about knowing people, and just if somebody knows you're a hard worker, they'll hit your line. You know what I'm saying? They'll want the job done, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm like hoping for. All in time.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can do it. You know,
Right on.
especially since you work at Trader Joe's, you kind of figured out what people are eating
Exactly,
nowadays.
dude. Exactly.
So you kind of have that advantage, and especially like you can see it during like seasons, like the fall, winter, spring. You can definitely see like when people start, going for those diets. New Year's resolution.
Exactly.
You see what people usually typically get. Figure out like, okay, what kind of person is this? What do they like eating most of the time? How can we adjust it a little bit?
Exactly. And like you said, seasonal. Like everything right now is giving me an edge. Working with my parents is giving me connections to the higher clientele in Burlingame because we do house cleaning. So they all work from home or they all come home late. They don't cook. None of them cook. They all get their fridges pre-filled in or they order pre-made food and stuff like that, pre-packaged food. So if you can have somebody that you trust, and you know what I'm saying, you have somebody that's reliable, you trust them to come into your home, it could go from large venue stuff to like come home and have your dinner ready. You know what I'm saying? Like walk into your dinner table and
Yeah.
your dinner has already been prepared. No sign of nobody there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm there 30 minutes before you showing up to your house. You walk in, all of a sudden, boom, gourmet meal. You want a date with a special girl? Go ahead and take her to the movies. By the time you guys get back, gourmet meal. You know what I'm saying? The whole shebang, like the mood and everything, all that. And working at Trader Joe's, product, knowing our ingredients, knowing what people talk about, what wines go good with food, interacting with customers and knowing what they like lean towards. Oh, it's Friday night, just some wine and crackers. They say that commonly, but I'm thinking, okay, people like after they have a big dinner, whether it's steak, but like meat based, then they go to wine and crackers. Or in a sociable event, they start with something like that, snacks and stuff like that. All things that I can like introduce in my later ideas. So I'm really just trying to feed off of everything that I'm doing right now. So hopefully give me an edge.
Dude, you go next level right there.
Have to, bro. It's the bay, I feel like that's just what I've been thinking lately. You have to just do a little bit of everything,
And you're just setting yourself up even better.
Mm-hmm.
You got that job, Trader Joe's, working for your parents' business,
Mm-hmm.
and then like just connecting with personal people that like through your hobbies,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's just all tying down just together
Yeah.
perfectly. Honestly, it's like kind of crazy, like a big scheme or something.
Yeah, it is, exactly. It seems like a big scheme, but that's life for you, bro. If you just start to relate everything supports itself, That's how you make a true foundation. Whether it's your job, eating habits, relationship, all of it connects somehow or the other. You're not eating right, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. You're not eating right, you're not going to have a healthy sleeping cycle. You're not eating right, you're not going to go to work fully energized. You're not going to be able to, you're going to think work is ass, but technically, realistically, it's only your energy level, and it's a protein that you've been intaking. Your mind is not up to par. If you don't drink enough water, if you don't, if look, it churls like this. You don't eat right, you don't get good sleep. You don't get good sleep, you get problems like sleep apnea. You get sleep apnea, you gain weight. After you gain weight and have sleep apnea, now you have a whole nother vibe. Your mood's always down. You can't take deep breaths of air. Your brain's not getting enough oxygen. You're not able to think straight. You're going to be frustrated. Life's going to seem very complicated. And it's not. You're just overcomplicating everything. You start to dilute it, start to realize where the problem derives. And personally with me, my problems start as soon as I start gaining weight. Automatically. Can't sleep. Become more angry. If I can't get up and go on a walk freely without having to contemplate it, then I know I'm doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all that, like healthy lifestyle equals, it pays back really well.
It just seems like we tend to forget how important like all the food that we eat just starts slowly adding up. Like we don't even realize it. We just think, oh, it's just to look good, but then we don't take into other factors like what you mentioned, sleep,
Our life.
how we communicate with people, just our mood.
Mm-hmm.
That all just goes down to food. And
It ties
I can
down.
see why you just you sound really passionate about it, which is like really good.
Yeah.
And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sure like continue to put in that hard work, continue to get the good connections with people. You know, there's just so much you could do.
Yeah.
You know? Especially like since a lot of people are slowly starting to get into like you know the influencers. You know, they're trying to like
Yeah.
they're trying to stick with them, trying to figure out. You
That's
know,
a
I want
huge
to be
thing.
like that. I want to get that kind of body, and like a lot of people are now starting to do their own fitness brands and all sorts of stuff. So this
Yeah.
slowly, the
That's the
fitness,
next
fitness
wave.
is rising up.
That is the next wave. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat was a thing, at home working was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like health is going to be the next wave. It's going to be 2022. You know, who's got the best health plan? Who's got the most? Because everyone wants it easy. The hardest thing to have easy is a strong, healthy workout plan and a meal plan. You can't. There's no easy way of losing weight. There isn't, unless you're a super devoted person. So how can we make it easy to lose weight? You know what I'm saying? And that all ties back to learning what has been happening this last year. People working at home, people ordering from online foods. What does that tell you already? That people are comfortable with both not going out and picking their own food, and they trust a regular company to give them a meal that satisfies them. That right there is already in the market. What everybody does with stuff that is already on the market, they take it and they personalize it. Somebody made a 6-pack of beer. You can't make another 6-pack of beer and have equal success. You can't, because they already took the shine. They were the inventors. But what you can do is grab one of those 6 beers, make it extra goddamn special with a 2% increase on this, and
Yeah.
give it to a set group of people. They no longer want to feel like, oh yeah, no, everyone's got that 6-pack. They want to feel like, yo, you got that 6-pack, I got this privileged beer. I got this dark Modelo. You know what I'm saying? Whatever little knickknack changes it, automatically puts you ahead, bro. It automatically makes you different. It makes the other person feel more exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to everything: drinks, food, you know, everything. You just got to make it feel like exclusive. I can't come up to you and tell you my routine, and you have the exact same routine, and then we're talking about each other's progress. That's not how it works. That can't be. Two different bodies, two different sets of energy, two different attention spans. You know what I'm saying? If running works better for you and they put you at lifting weights just because I lift weights and I want you to lift weights, it's not going to work out. It's not going to feel natural. You're going to feel like there's something missing. So just personalizing everything, man. That's been the world. Hats. They started out as regular, now they're personalized. Jackets. Now we got Louis Vuitton and Gucci. All Louis Vuitton and Gucci are, bro, is just a way of setting the buyer aside from every other buyer. You know what I'm saying? Well, we all got expensive pair of pants, but only I have Louis Vuittons. Makes you feel special. And if you could just do that to people, make them feel nice and special, dude. Money.
Dang. So then, are you gonna like? Would you start making your own like food program, like the HelloFresh,
Yeah,
that
dude.
sort of stuff? Are you gonna do like that kind of thing, or are you gonna like, branch off into like your own little like
Network.
restaurant, or like what's
Yeah,
the
dude.
plan after that? You know?
So the plan after becoming a personalized chef, yeah, God bless me getting there, is absolutely a network, bro. Like that's how that line goes down. You build clientele, you become a reliable personal chef, you start getting into more important venues, like whether it's for the government, whether it's for actors, whether it's for people who are coming in from other countries. Oh, we need to give this guy, not even Benihana style, not restaurants. This is somebody who gets that phone call. Yo, we're gonna have this menu. We need something special. It's not like Panda Express has got it. They'll take care of the whole thing. No, it's something that's gonna happen once, and it won't happen equally the next time. You know what I'm saying? It'll be special. And if I can hold on to that and turn it into a network and just preach to people like how to make it their own, how to essentially make themselves what I became, which is a personal chef, that's what I would do at the end, is showing everybody through a network, through a television show, that you can be your own personal chef. You can be like, if you can take that idea of being in charge of your own health and amplify it and apply it to the rest of your life. Because like I said, everything trails back. Whether it's as simple as your nutrition to your mental health, it all leads back, and it all leads back to the one thing that we're trying to accomplish, and that's a happier lifestyle, So I'll just push that paper till the day I die, man. Like, I'll be preaching it, whether it's, if I don't get through the television or like a radio show, like I'll be out there like an inspirational, like a motivational speaker, walk in front of crowds of people, whether it's talking to people from more poor communities that don't have good eating habits. There are ways to go around it. You don't have to walk into that McDonald's and buy that, even if that's all the money you have. There are definitely things that you could buy that would make like a better situation meal-wise, things that would last, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that, like really breaking it down for people who just have no idea. You know what I'm saying? People who think that it's very complicated and it's truly just simple. All you have to be is just devoted.
So with that, would you like, for those that like, let's say, you know, we're gonna go like in the future.
Yeah.
So you got the business. So like, what would your game plan be? You know, you're CEO of your company that you wanted, your business, and you want to, let's say that example, somebody's trying to go to McDonald's because they just don't have that much money.
Yeah.
Would you think about trying to make a quick little like community outreach to help them, like, you know, like the food programs?
Yeah.
Or would you do like a quick supplement, but like it's cheap enough, but also nutritional for them?
Yeah. I feel like
Or
at
just
that.
like what's that kind of strategy?
I like that. That's that even just put a thought in my head as we speak. With that kind of influence already further into my career like that, with that kind of influence, I would hope to be able to create a vegan patty version of McDonald's. You know how we got regular meat, we got vegetarian meat, and we got the Impossible Burger.
Yep.
The Impossible Burger only comes when you made already a veggie supplement. You know what I'm saying? So with McDonald's, step one would have to be to make a perfect supplement, both tasting wise and both not quality. It's obviously gonna have to be better quality, but the taste and the price have to be equivalent or less. Period. It can't be a little bit more. You're already in a different market if you are. You know what I'm saying? After being able to compete with McDonald's as far as price ranges, because I feel like that'll just be the biggest trouble. And it's very easy because if you're an influencer and you push out to communities that are donating food to like Samaritan House and stuff like that, farms that donate produce, all these things could lead back to people who are all willing to spend a little bit of their money for a healthier lifestyle. You know, whether I get a couple farmers to give me cheaper produce, now I'm able to make produce-based meals without having to pay the full tax of produce. It's all connections, you know? And building, like, that made me think to know what influences to build, you know? After making a equivalent to McDonald's, like a healthy McDonald's, then you'd push from there. You'd go from that to the full send supplement at home McDonald's. All you do is grab your phone, order it, it's cheap. Somebody is getting paid to come up to you and deliver it simply for that. So now you're like, because I realized this with DoorDash, their payment methods, they simply pay for the delivery. You know what I'm saying? They get their money off of taxes from the order. If you delete 2 of those unnecessary charges, you're already cheaper. It's just you have to be willing not to gain so much, you know? And I'm not here to gain. Like my whole mission from now until the next 20 years is for people to see me on the street and being like, dude, I fucking knew it, but I just needed you to tell me. That, I just wanted to hear that from, you know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody knows it. Everybody, it's just life will fog you up and slow you down. So just building my connections and sharing them, you know? The minute things start being easier for me, I'd want it to be easier for somebody else. Or else I just feel like it's going to waste, you know? But hopefully it's endless. Everything you just have to, there's always one thing after the other, you know? Making the veggie supplement. After that, making fast food obsolete, you know what I'm saying? Because if you had a personal chef who was affordable, like a family chef for the low income people, somebody who was in charge of a low income building, and you had to go and cook breakfast for everybody. Whether that would be volunteer work, people would easily do volunteer work like that. Oh yeah, cook this family breakfast. Get 20 volunteers, you just fed 20 families. They all just cooked one meal. It wasn't hard work. You know what I'm saying? So just improvising and constantly figuring out where to save the extra dollar so that you could spend the extra dollar further down the line. And yeah.
That's interesting with your business. Like, I feel like it can target any group, which is nice. You can go into like CEOs, or you can go into like, let's say, running community, because you know a lot of them want to like have a perfect diet. You can go to like schools.
Yeah.
Nutritional value, you know, or you know you can go to food banks. Really show how much we could like utilize all the ingredients.
All the ingredients. You
know, there's just so many things you can just kind of spread out.
It is.
And just like you can really just keep testing things until you figure out what works better.
Exactly, dude. I didn't even think about that. Going to food banks and being the supervisor at the food bank so the food actually gets distributed the most efficient way possible. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. That's a whole nother market of, you know what I'm saying, of connections. You know, now you got people who work for money. You got people who do what do they call it? Service, free service.
For what?
Like when you do something for somebody for free.
Volunteer?
Yeah, like volunteering, but there's a word for it. Community service, I guess.
Yeah.
People who just are down for the community, you know? All things that I just have to, like, know. All things that I have to connect, you know? All the connections are there. I just have to start connecting them. And we were talking about, like, step one for me right now is diving straight into culinary school. I already got Trader Joe's in my pocket. You know, I'm making money off of them. I'm helping my parents. If I can walk into a company, because I don't want to work for a restaurant, I want to work for a company. If I can walk into a company and being like, hey, I've been doing I have Trader Joe's experience and I've utilized Trader Joe's to this knowledge and now I know this. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of being like, oh yeah, I worked at a grocery store for 3 years and now I want to work here. They're going to be like, okay, get in the back of the line with everybody else.
Yeah.
Treat you like a random worker, you know, just an expendable. And then instead of that, my point right now is to take everything that people have told me, take everything that I've learned from Trader Joe's, and go full send into these books so that I have paperwork knowledge, you know, not just speaking out of my mind. I can actually be like, no, like I know the ingredients, I know the nutritional values, like I studied it, I just need to study it, you know, to get fully embedded into it. And my life's revolved around food. That's just what I'm missing, to be educated on food, you know what I'm saying? To know the basics and stuff, because everything has steps, you know. I need to know what the foundation of that is, so that I could feel more comfortable with the things I say, and like I could probably even make better nutritional value connections if I knew what nutritions were inside the food, what level of calories and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So just that, I need to know numbers, I need to know ingredients, I need to know culture. Those are the things I need to get down right now, just to expand the drive. You know what I'm saying? Make it more concrete.
I think like with now it's just gonna be closer to your goal because there's so much stuff on YouTube now. Like there's a lot of people doing like tutorials and cooking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people reviewing foods. There's a lot of people doing like food challenges. You kind of see a little trend, and you're starting to pick up. Okay, what are some ingredients that restaurants use? What are the things that people just enjoy eating mostly? Kind of just break it down. Like let's say a pizza. Try to like figure out what can we make like the healthiest pizza, but like it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Is it probably just the flour that they use? Is it maybe just organic tomato, or maybe non-organic? Maybe it's just the way it's prepared. That's really all that is.
It is. That's a huge one. The way it's prepared. Emotions. A lot of people don't believe that if you're a negative person and you make a meal, it'll taste bad. They don't believe it. They're like, follow steps 1 through 5. As long as you listen, the food will come out. No, bro. The process, whether it is from chopping the onion to seasoning that meat, if you're not 100% there with your heart, it just doesn't work out. Things are meant to be the only way things can be perfect is if they're perfect from the beginning till the end, Whether you walk into that kitchen with good vibes, already feeling the flavors, knowing the smells, having expectations to what the color and things are going to look like, that excitement and all that, like, creates a beautiful piece. It's like ceramics. You can't just be like a pro ceramic and then be like, okay, here's the base. It's not. It's going to break. It's going to be dull. It's going to look like every other base that every other person has, You have to pamper it. You have to be emotionally embedded into your work, And you got me thinking about like just nutrition, being able to connect that nutrition value to everything, going from schools to restaurants to people's homes to people who are sick, making dietary, making meals, like set meal plans for people who have diseases, people who can't eat, and people who can't eat regular things. Figuring out exactly what they should be eating to push the paper of becoming healthier or fixing whatever internal problems they have. And like you were saying, figuring out what the community eats. Bro, it could go from figuring out that Belmont eats a shit ton of pizza And then, like you said, making a healthy, it's okay to eat this pizza kind of a meal, and then sending it to this location. It's guaranteed. There is no maybes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna try to go super fucking different and make this Arabian sandwich with Asian fusion, and I'm gonna put it out, I'm gonna have to wait for somebody to try. I want to try it. I'm gonna have to wait for somebody to be like, "Oh no, it didn't hurt my stomach. No, those ingredients did make sense in my stomach." Oh, I'm gonna tell these people, and then you slowly got people ordering. No, that's too. It's like that's how a lot of restaurants do it. To where you see that random ass item in their menu, that it's meant to catch your attention and want to try it, but no one wants to risk it for the biscuit around here. We know what we want. We know what we like. We want to. Everything's expensive around here. We want to pay and eat exactly what we paid for. So as far as educating, like all leads back to educating myself. You know, the more I take the time to educate myself about the person I'm working with, or the society, or the community, or where I'm living, or what problem I'm going to be attacking, I feel like the more precise I could be with my way of going about it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, it's got me super juiced. I'm already doing it at a non-professional level, just because I love food. You know, right now the only thing that's driving me is my passion. And after I have the schooling, bro, it's over. It's just
Set the stone.
exactly. You set the stone right there, and all you have to do is work hard. Your effort and your time is put into good use. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna reap what I sow, and that's what I'm excited for. You know?
I'd say like this is just what I'm thinking, like as like a advisor, you
Yeah.
know, like the college advisor, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say like, I think with the plan, the goal's really good. We can break it down to make sure we obviously don't want you to overburn or what's that? You don't want to stress out too much,
Yeah.
and then just lose that passion. You don't want to burn out, or what? That's what I meant. So probably just like first off, figure out the area you're in. Figure out okay, what kind of people is like mainly living around here. What's the community like? Then after you figure out the community, then okay, figure out what kind of like restaurants do people go to. What's
Yep.
the most popular one? Okay, like then break it down to okay, what's like the popular item on the menu that they choose? Okay, I figured out the menu. Now what can I do to like tweak it a little bit just to make it a little healthier?
Yeah. The why isn't it 100% success rate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. That's a great way to go about it, man.
It's just like a little map, you know,
Yeah,
you're just following
just
it.
trailing it down. Exactly. You're literally following it.
It just sounds like really complicated, but like once you slowly break down each section, it just seems a little easier to do.
Yeah, it's
like,
dominoes, dude. You just have to knock the first one over. Cause yeah, man, if like if I literally nailed down, was able to know exactly the restaurant around here that you said is the most poppin', grab their menu, and then realize why their menu isn't 100% successful, and then tweak it. You're just asking for success, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's
You're
over.
safe proving it. You're safe proofing it. That's what matters. You know, that's like a backup plan to the plan instead of being like, oh well, you know, we gave it a shot. It's like, no, bro. We had the scope. We had it sighted down.
Yeah.
We waited for the wind to cut down, and we took the shot and we hit the shot. You know what I'm saying? I like that a lot. I didn't even think about that.
And honestly, you can use that as your leverage because now, you know, restaurants want to hear about you because, you know, you've helped, you know, let's say other businesses do even better.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna start being like, okay, this guy like kind of helps our business grow.
He's
Let's
got
see-
a good general perspective.
He's like, you know, he's like the food inspector, but like he's the one that like really breaks down everything.
Yeah.
What to figure out how to make it successful, and that's like just the better start to like how you want your business and reputation to go up. Because as soon as you get restaurants,
Yeah.
then you got more connections with like farmers,
Yeah.
all the people that are around them.
Yeah.
Like, you just have that little.
Yeah, that's on some Gordon Ramsay type shit. Dude, I mean, that man's a genius. That man's an inspiration.
Quick little 50 seconds, then we'll do a quick little break.
All right. But that man is absolutely a huge inspiration. If you think about it, he started off as a simplistic cook in cooking competitions. After that, he created his own food chain. After that, created his own television show. After that, created a kids' food television show. After that, created an out of the country. He's got like Gordon Ramsay Worldwide or something like that.
Yeah.
This dude's got 4 shows, a bunch of different types of cuisines. He's the master at dessert, and he's the master at dinners. You know what I'm saying?
He's just got so much.
He's got so much, and what I learned from him was that it's all connections.
23 minutes on the next one, so you can keep going.
Yeah, so he just like did what you told me. He had every single connection possible. Every person that he met, he was an asshole. But right after that, he was like, "How can I learn from you?" Literally,
He's humble.
he was humble. Yeah, he's a proud man, and if you get in his face, he will push you out of it. But when I see him on that worldwide show, going to other countries, people who don't have the equipment that he has, they don't have nearly enough money to compare themselves to him. And he simples himself down to the fact that he sees himself as a cook, he sees that other man as a cook, and they're both there for one thing only, to figure out ingredients and create something beautiful, you know? And he's been doing that. I don't know if it was to like open up his kitchen mindset, because I feel like he might have gotten tired of having the perfect menu, and he's trying to figure out other cultures and other spices and meals he never even would have thought of, ingredients in places he never would have had an idea were there. All that is making him so much more dangerous as a competition. Just a couple of years ago, he wouldn't have had this knowledge. You know, when I see Gordon Ramsay surprised, I'm like, dude, that's another tool in your shed.
Yeah.
Like, he's just ready. He's the guy to show up in New York City. Everybody cooks a steak and a potato. And he cooks some crazy from out of state, like Bolivia type crazy, you know what I'm saying? That is what new is about. That is a creation. That is like an innovation. That's like fresh. Everyone likes to see new things. They like to taste things that weren't there before, you know? And I'm trying to copy his spunkiness. I'm trying to copy his willingness to try everything once, his willingness to want to learn everything. You know, he's not okay with only knowing 10 types of fish. He wants to know if there's a better one that I'm fucking missing. I want to know where and why we're not having it, you know? And I think it's awesome. Every time I see him finish and every time I see him compete, whether it's like for the mayor or for some sort of like event for that little small town, and they are small towns, he's just like overly happy at seeing these humble people tasting his food, and he just gets this joy out of his like his expensive what would you call it? His expensive technique, and humble people are tasting it, brings him down to earth. You know what I'm saying? That passion, that feeling is very rewarding. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's someone rich or somebody poor. If I make a dish and I go to a homeless person, I'm like, yo, try this out. And they try it and they're like, fucking whoa in their face. Yeah. Same delight that I would have if a 5-star restaurant approved my dish. You know what I'm saying? That reaction, that like, I feel like he's obsessed with that. He loves knowing that his food will always make people happy and stuff like that. And what he says, even if it comes off rude, it's meant to help somebody. It's meant to pick somebody up and push him further. He doesn't shy people away. He doesn't hide them. He doesn't say, no, you're going to be better than me. No. He's like, you're a monkey. You're doing stupid shit. If he wouldn't to tell you that, he would let you keep doing stupid shit. He would let you keep failing because he would keep you in that category as another just replaceable chef. He doesn't want a lot of Gordon Ramsays walking around, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not what anyone would want. But he's still there, and he's still telling people who are ignorant, like, what they should do better.
He's just educating them.
He is. He is. That's what he's about, educating. You know? Whether they listen or not, he likes to just get it off of his chest, you know? Like, I told you how to do it. Now if you don't do it, it's on you 100%. I love that, you know? He created a lot of power for himself. You know, it's something to learn. And I've been learning that off of him, just to, like, be able to make a stand and own your own brand, but at the same time being a chameleon and being able to embed yourself in different menus, different ideas, different cultures. Maybe next year no one's into flour, and I gotta completely switch my menu. I gotta be okay with that. I can't be stuck up. I can't be too original to the point where, no, if you don't like it, then I'm closing this restaurant and fuck everyone. No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just with that want of growing, you know, just being excited for what you do. Because he's always happy about what he's doing, you know? He doesn't pick up a knife and regrets it. And that's the career I want, to be able to do something for somebody, and I'm not going home like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I want to be happy. I want to be 100% there with the person that I'm working with, you know? I want to be involved in making like a chain reaction of good events, you know?
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of that from him. He's got a lot of hate, but everyone comes back to him. Anyone he's ever had a problem with, they're like, yeah, he's an ass, but I'm better now because of that reality check, you know? And the world needs that, dude. The world needs a really good reality check.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think just like a lot of people just don't like him, but like you gotta admit, like he did start from nothing and
Yeah.
built up
Yeah.
to what he is now.
Exactly.
And without him, there probably wouldn't have been another like bunch of new chefs.
Yeah.
They're just trying to like compete. There would have been no
Exactly.
Master Chef. There would have been no.
No drive and desire. He did that. I didn't even think about that. He made a lot of new chefs. He put that spice back into people's lives. Like he even did a show of like cooks or at home cooks. That's what it's called, I think. Home cook, something like
Yeah,
that.
and you like would see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And kind of just like, okay, here's like a quick, simple meal.
Yeah, it was a
take
competition
that long.
between people that weren't actual chefs.
Yeah.
And he put the spice back into their hearts. You know what I'm saying? You like to cook, then fucking cook something good. And that man, that drove me, man. That got me so excited. You know, to see people who weren't even professionally about it, seeing somebody who was like, you know, if you just got your head out of your ass, you could be doing something. And realizing that and then doing something, you know, like being like, whoa, you were right through and through. Not only did you believe in me, but I did it, you know? It's almost like I felt like he was preaching to me, dude. Like, and I feel like that's a huge thing that he was trying to do, but not a lot of people have the time to look at that TV and take something in, you know? You know, and like you said, a lot of people don't want a reality check or they can't handle a reality check. A lot of people don't have time for one. They're so caught up in their routine of wake up, go to work, eat, go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, boom, 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 boom. They don't have time to think for themselves. Yeah. They don't have time to, maybe I don't like eating this. Maybe I don't like going there. Maybe I don't like my job. They don't have time to question. They're just on a go-go situation, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of passionate people, because I have ADHD. I'm all over the place, and that's a huge thing that's been slowing me down career-wise. But I've noticed that people who are very dedicated and are very focused, they're miserable, man. If they just do one thing and they try to do it the best way possible, and that's what they know, they wake up and they do A, B, and C, and they don't rely on anything else because A, B, and C works. That's miserable. They're not happy. They're just like, okay, if I do this, this happens. If I do that, then this happens, and then my day's over. Like that's terrible. You know, you gotta do new things. You know.
It's just like a lot of pessimism, and it's just like everyone's so stuck, like you said, in the routine.
In the routine.
I think it's just like, just try to take some time for yourself. Like, you know, just do like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, just don't even think about anything. Just go for a walk. Do something new. Something to like change your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, you know, if you're people that say, oh, I procrastinate, you know, or, you know, I don't have enough time, like, you should probably just like look at your phone, do like a little checkup on yourself. Okay, see what kind of apps I'm looking at. How much time am I spending on social media? Like, okay, maybe I'll like try to limit myself. If I can't limit myself, maybe I'll do it only in the morning. And then, you know, strictly only mornings, then I get to do whatever I want. Try to, you know, change a little habit or two, and then I'm sure it's just like with the gym.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just go in the gym that one day and be like, oh,
I'm ripped.
or you can't just be like, you're doing one bar and you're like, oh, I feel stronger.
Better,
Sure you feel a little stronger because your like muscles are trying to get back to it, but like, it's just you got to be consistent. You got to put in that time.
Yep.
You got to constantly show up to the gym.
Yeah.
And get that strive. You got to like have that mentality, because like, you can say I want to go to the gym and force yourself, but if you don't have that drive, you just eventually just gonna fall off.
Exactly. Eventually, man. I like that. That's a huge point, and that's 100% true, man. Because you can walk into any job circumstance, you can walk into any hobby, and if you're not 100% there, sooner or later, bro, your batteries will run out. That's life, you know. Mm-hmm. And I can see myself being my own trainer first, you know, and I feel like that's what it takes for everybody to start pushing towards their goals. You got to train yourself first, you know. If I had a trainer who took me to the gym and dedicated his time to my health, I would be a lot healthier right now. But simply because I have the excuse to tell myself I don't have time, or I don't have somebody
Hold you accountable.
to hold me accountable. That's my exit. That's my way of being like, tomorrow's another day. It does start with being your own personal trainer, you know? Whether it is for being successful or not, that's just what it is. You wake up in the morning, you make a decision, and you abide by it.
Yeah.
That's just a really healthy way of living life, and it's like the perfect way to start with anything, you know, being a cook, being anything. Wake up, make your own plan, and trust your own plan, trust your own words, because you can't trust somebody else's, and just devote yourself to yourself. You know, trust in you and put worth in your words, because when you tell somebody to do something, you feel like, fuck yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Why can't you just tell yourself and feel that same level of excitement, you know? So, self-worth and self-motivation, man. I'm going to take that 100% into tomorrow. You know?
That's good.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's definitely something that I'm going to apply 100% over, because I've been giving myself that excuse, you know? An excuse. Finding one. It just comes down to applying yourself, you know? It comes down to applying yourself. It really does.
And then a year later, Angel's gonna be starting his business, and
I'm going to be sitting in my kitchen a year later.
yeah, you're gonna be doing all the things that you said,
Yeah.
just to prove the viewers, hey,
Exactly.
it's possible.
Exactly.
This started out as a small idea. Look where it is now.
You guys seen it. We were just brainstorming. Half of the things this man put in my head were as of right now. You know, half of the things I said were as of right now. It's just a matter of fact of applying and growing, you know, and trusting yourself, because doubt will destroy everything. If you don't have confidence in your own word, and if you can't trust your own advice, then what the hell are you doing? It's that simple.
Dang, that was real deep.
Feel me?
That was real good.
Hell yeah, dude.
So, do you want to close it out and do the honors?
Hell yeah, dude. Again, thank you, Felix, for having me on, bro. I really appreciate this talk. You know, these tacos were delicious. Your boy actually finished all his tacos. I have no idea where they went, but he finished all his tacos. This man had 7 tacos.
Five shrimp and 2 fish right there, all gone.
Jesus Christ.
That's a new record.
That's actually wicked. Shrimp fills me up like crazy, yo.
6 is like the previous record at
6.
Guadalajara.
We're at 7 now. Jesus. They were looking at me crazy. They're like, you sure you want to order all these tacos? Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's funny how we were talking about food
Exactly.
as I'm eating it. I'm like, oh man,
Dude,
this
no.
is interesting
This
time.
is unhealthy. No,
No, it's got protein in there.
it does. You picked good. You picked shrimp and you picked fish. That was way better than pork and chicken.
Well, I mean, it's still got, that protein in there.
Yeah.
It's just-
And like you didn't see me scuff these down, dude. Back in the day, I would have knocked these tacos out within 5 minutes. I would have been able to just,
I think it was just you were just so passionate about talking.
Yeah.
It's all good.
yeah. And
I
you got
would-
me there, dude. You got me there. It's just that's what it is. When you share with somebody else, and when you express yourself, the things that you like and the things that thrive inside of you, it brings you back down to earth. You know, it might not be like my need to make him understand where I come from. It's almost the homeboys being an outlet for me and my mind. So I'm able to hear myself and approve my own thought process, to reestablish my goals, and to have somebody tell you, yeah, no, you're right. You are on the right path, and you're on the right process, and you're not bullshitting yourself. Because if I was bullshitting myself, I would have loved to hear it. Because right now would have been a changing point in how I'm gonna go about my things. So to close it off, this simply proves that all it takes, man, is 5 to 10 minutes of you dropping the bullshit, figuring out what your passions are, what you love, what you don't like, who surrounds you, what schooling you want to take, what kind of a lifestyle you want to live. School's not for everybody. Figure out what you love, and then take step from there. Just one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, and that's all it is, y'all. Yeah, thank you very much again for having me on. That's Angel Serrano for y'all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate you, man.